Welcome back. I'm Emily at Emily's podcast, Tribute to All Little Angels, Part 5, Episode 8 of Refresh Our Memory. August 1st, 2022. Good morning. You know, the more and more I think about the response from the city of Moore, about their actions after I had to prove to them they did know me. Randy at the city had replied, he hasn't heard from me since the day of the digging, November 26, 2019. And after a good long thought about it, how did we go from not knowing me to he hadn't heard from me? I thought, how do I? How does anyone trust someone that treated another the way they did me with Megan? How do I? I do not trust anything they say. So why would I reach out to any of them for anything? This morning again, I practice and practice recording. Finally, I did get a 43-minute recording recorded, and I'm proud of myself for getting that far. 1:20 p.m., Madison and I went to the cemetery. Madison had mistaken not being out here for over a week, but it's only been a few days, and everything does seem to be fine. The lawn service is mowing the grass. They run over the flowers. There are fake flower petals laying on the ground. I did take pictures. It's a mess. 5:37 p.m. I sent my sister Susie a message. I wrote, I did another episode, 40 minutes and 33 seconds long. The first part is 34 minutes long, and the next part is 7 minutes long. Can you merge the recording? And I did finish up the pictures to view, but we can listen to it later. 5:41 p.m. Susie wrote, all right, you did great. I wrote, I re-listened, but it does not sound good, so I deleted it. I'm going to try again. I will get it though, and as soon as I get it done, I will call you when, of course, you get off work, just so I don't have any interruptions. I love you too, and I can't wait for you to hear it. Susie wrote, all right. 8:28 p.m. I sent Susie a message. I wrote, I'm done. I'm calling you. 8:30 p.m. I call Susie. It was only a 7-minute phone call, but I need her help. 9:18 p.m. Susie had to call me back. We only talked a few minutes until she can call me later. 10:03 p.m. I wrote to Susie. I just finished another episode, my first try, and I did it. It's 31 minutes long and 14 seconds. It shows up longer when you are recording, but when you click pause, it shortens the time. 10:09 p.m. Susie wrote, oh, okay. I'm listening to part 1, episode 1 right now. 10:32 p.m. I call Susie to let her know I'm done recording so she can listen to it. 10:37 p.m. I wrote, Wednesday we can download pictures 3, 4, and 5 after episode 2. Susie wrote, all right, I will talk to you then. I wrote, all right, and we will put the pictures where they belong. And as you said, we can write a comment after each picture and fill in the descriptions for those pictures too. Susie wrote, you are awesome, sis. I wrote, are you sure? Are you positive? Will it be all right to air? And honestly, did I do good? Susie wrote, yes, it sounds great. And yes, it will air. Yes, sis, you did awesome. I wrote, okay, all right, thank you. Susie wrote, it gave me goosebumps. I mean, it is really great. You are welcome. I wrote, all right, good. Do you think it will keep the listeners listening? Susie wrote, yes. And thank you, Susie, for all your help. August 2nd, 2022. I'm feeling really good. I'm proud of myself for the podcast so far. I record more and more, and they sound good to me. But I do wait to hear what Susie says about it before I okay it. And today they are to clean the flowers off the headstones at the cemetery. And I really hope they pick the flower petals up off the ground before the mowers mows over them. We didn't take Megan and Wyatt's flowers, off this time. We usually do, and I usually take them off and keep them until after the city is done cleaning. We put them on other headstones that gets none. I told Madison this time I'm not going to do that. I want to see how many people does visit here in this area. So we will see. 8:40 p.m. Susie sent a message. She wrote, "Are you busy?" I wrote, "No." 8:41 p.m. Susie calls. We talk about 44 minutes. She wants to run by me about the changing of the podcast site. I told Susie, "I'm the recorder. You are the engineer. You have to do what you think is best." Susie said, "All right. I think we will use the other site. It seems as though it has more to offer." I said, "All right." Susie then sent 3 pictures of the new site, and I'm going to leave that entirely up to her. Her and I worked on the other site for a little while. Then we said goodnight. August 3rd, 2022. Wow. This morning, after Madison left for work, I tried and tried to get another episode recorded. I try, and it keeps messing up. I would stutter my words, but I'm keeping trying. 9:11 a.m. Patty calls. She's home from Michigan after visiting with her grandbabies. She wants to catch up, and I told her what I had been doing. She said, "Wow, Em, I'm proud of you, and you sound great. You've been busy, huh? And we need to get going on our books too again." I said, "Oh, I know, and we will. But right now, I have got to get this podcast recorded to get Megan's story known." Patty said, "I hope you will connect the cloud so I can listen. Kind of edit it over the airways." I said, "Oh, I hope we can too. I will have to send you the link as soon as it is ready. I will have to send the link to the cemetery page on Facebook also. And then after 60 days, it goes on iHeartRadio." Patty said, "Wow, Em." I said, "I have called you a couple times, but there's been no answer. So I'm just trying to get done what I can, because I have to." Patty and I talked a little longer and then let each other go. 9:57 a.m. I sent Susie a message. I wrote, "Susie, I'm thinking of changing the introduction. Same wording, but at the end I'm going to let them know there will be pictures posted and an overlay picture to keep their interest. Now I have used names, but I took out the city name for now. So work on what you need to do, and I'm going to work on some changes, even if I have to start again. But now it may be better because of the practice I've gotten. What do you think?" Susie wrote, "Okay," and I received an email. So the 10 hours is a month. If we go over, we only pay $3 for an hour. The other podcast I'm checking on now to see if there's a way we can upload existing recorded files. so I will let you know, and I will talk to you later. I wrote, I've used first names, plenty of names the same, but no last names. And the line that says the cemetery in Moore, Oklahoma, I need to take that out for now. I will work on the changes on the files that are already done, so they will be done correctly. Susie wrote, I agree. I wrote, okay, I'm deleting what I have changed, the introduction, and then to change about Moore, Oklahoma, and then find out what you can. 10:01 a.m. Susie wrote, okay, I will. I've gotten an email sent back to them, so if you wouldn't mind starting over again, I will help you all the way through this until we get to the end. I think Zoom is going to be easier for us to use and for you to display those pictures as we go. I will talk to you later. I wrote, no, I don't mind doing it again. This is our practice run now. We will get it right, and I will talk to you later. Susie wrote, it's been a great practice run, and we are getting good, and now it may lead to a better way. I wrote, yes, and we will get it, and it will be close to perfect, without incriminating anyone right now. Susie wrote, exactly. 11:59 a.m. I wrote to Susie, delete those recordings if they didn't delete when I deleted them. I'm recording. Finally, 3:44 p.m. I recorded an episode 39 minutes long. 5:07 p.m. I wrote to Susie, okay, I got the first episode done. There's like 3 places where I fumbled with my words, but will they edit it? 7:55 p.m. Susie wrote, are you busy? I wrote, give me about 10 minutes and I will call you. Susie wrote, all right. 8:56 p.m. Susie called to say she had errands to go do, but she will call me as soon as she gets back home. 9:31 p.m. Susie called. We were on a video call and she called to let me know how to and what to do to get it set up. Susie showed me how to do the recording, the video for her, and she showed me how to step by step. Susie, you are the one that is awesome. After she showed me how to do the recording, she asked me to practice on it for the next 58 minutes because it's free, and she is going to set up the new site. I told her, yes, I will, and after I'm done practicing, I may record the introduction and save it if it sounds good. Susie said, yes, do that. Better yet, after 58 minutes, you call me. I said, all right, that will be about 20 to 11. That's not too late. Susie said, no, call me when you are done with the 58 minutes. I said, all right, I will. 10:39 p.m. I call Susie. She told me what she's done, and she will call me or message me as soon as I'm able to record. I asked, do you think you will be able to forward the recorded episodes that are already done, or do you want me to start over and just record them? She said, you may have to start over, so just start over anyway. I said, all right. There is a few words I fumbled with through this one anyway, so I will redo it. Susie said, all right, and I will let you know when I'm done. I said, all right, and we hung up. 11:11 p.m. Susie wrote, the account is set up. I wrote, oh, so cool. Thank you. Okay, I will start again tomorrow. Susie wrote, yes, for now, start over. I wrote, I will. And oh my gosh, thank you so much. Susie wrote, no problem. And I went to bed soon after. Thank you for this day. August 4th, 2022. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get this started and read through this whole timeline. I'm ready to get this story out there for Megan, for all of them. 11:28 a.m. I worked this morning and early afternoon getting the timeline caught up. I'm busy doing the recordings, and all I have time to do right now is take notes for the days gone by, and I will enter them later in the timeline or on another day. 4:33 p.m. I'm all caught up. This afternoon I tried to sit down to record, but I got about 20 minutes in, and Madison opened the door without knowing I was recording. So I had to start again, but that's okay. 5:37 p.m. Patty called. I missed her call, but as soon as I could, I called her back. 6:56 p.m. I called Patty, and we talked for over an hour. And it is nice to get caught up with her. She is going back and forth whether or not to order 50 books or 100 books. She has written 3 books about identity theft, and as soon as I'm done with the cemetery being fixed or resolved, we both hope to get back to writing our books. She had helped me back in 2017 to put my first book together, and I did get it published, and we are proud of that. And thank you, Patty. 8:21 p.m. Susie messaged. She wrote, "Are you busy?" I wrote, "Hang on, I will call you." Susie wrote, "All right. There is a way to edit." I wrote, "There is? Oh my gosh. Okay, that's great." 8:29 p.m. I call Susie. We talked for about 20 minutes. She wants me to know about the features she found out about the podcast. To tell me too, she received an email from 2 different people. I thought, wow, that is good. And in my mind, I'm thinking, thank you so much, Susie. She said, I'm going to send some emails back and ask some questions. What are you going to do? I said, I'm recording the first episode and I want to try to get as far as I can. And I hope I don't mess up and have to start over. I hope to get it. Susie said, you will get it. Think of it as you are talking to me. I said, oh, I do. I think of what you told me the other night, too. Just speak and feel no pressure. Susie said, yes, yes, do that. I laughed and I said, I will. 10:06 p.m. I call Susie. I said, I'm done with part 1, episode 1. Susie said, oh, good. How do you think you did? I said, I think it's all right, but I want you to listen and see what you think. I did fumble with some words a few times, and I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 times, but I don't know, will they want to edit it or will they leave it natural? Susie said, well, that's what we want. I will listen to it. I will check on how to upload the pictures, and after work tomorrow, I will call you. I said, oh, all right. Okay, good. The phone hung up. 10:17, Susie called me back. We talked again for about an hour and a half. We talked about everything she found out about what we can do on the podcast. Susie's been busy while I've recorded. I turned the recorder on to re-listen to what I recorded. We listened, and when I finished, 52 minutes later, Susie said, where did you fumble with your words? I said, oh, I did fumble with them about 4 or 5 times. I mean, it doesn't sound too bad. It sounds all right, but to me, it's my emotions. I get emotional, and you can hear it in my voice. Susie said, yes, I heard that, but that's what we want. I said, okay, so listen to it tomorrow and see what you think about editing it or not, and let me know. I will wait until you get off work and listen then. Call me, then I can record another episode." Susie said, "All right. And yes, wait until you hear from me to record any more." I said, "Yes, I have to. I have to see when we can upload the pictures. And if we can, we have to upload the first 8." Susie said, "All right." Susie and I talked a little longer, then said good night. 10:27 p.m. I messaged Madison, to let her know the first episode is done. I wrote, "I got done in 52 minutes. I'm so happy." Madison wrote, "Very good, Mom." I wrote, "On the first try." Madison wrote, "That's good." I wrote, "Thank you, baby. I'm just so happy." And oh my gosh, I'm so thankful I got that first episode done. Thank you to all of you. Help me to get the rest of the story told. Thank you, God. August 5th, 2022. This morning it's a bit confusing. I'm not sure how to feel. No doubts, that's for sure, but it's like a feeling of confusion of what I have already recorded. Should I leave it the way it is or should I redo it? 11:55 a.m. Patty messaged. She wants me to know she did go for the 100 books. I wrote Patty back and told her, "Sell, sell, sell." Patty has such a kind heart. She gives her books away. She has, and that's why I reminded her this time. She needs to sell. She also wrote, "I've called but no answer." I wrote, "If I'm not answering, I'm recording. But when I get done in between episodes, I try to call or message back anyone that does call or message me. Have a good day." Patty wrote, Patty sent 3 hearts emojis. FYI, for your information, when you see 3 hearts from me, it means Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. I wrote, "Aw," then I sent 3 red heart emojis in return. I then spent the afternoon with my daughter and 2 granddaughters, Megan's mom and her 2 younger sisters. When I got home, I'm able to relax, and I will wait to hear from Susie, and hopefully I can record another episode. 5:29 p.m. Susie sent a message. She wrote, "I listened to the podcast and it sounds great. I wouldn't change a thing." I wrote, "Really? Yay, okay, we won't then." Susie wrote, "I'm still looking into uploading the pictures. I'm trying to figure it all out, but we will try to get them uploaded if we can." I wrote, "All right, and thank you so much, Susie." And I'm so happy she thinks it sounded good. I'm nervous about letting everyone hear my voice. Just to even know me, my name makes me a little nervous. But it is so worth it. And thank you, Susie. I love you. And this evening, I'm feeling a little drained. I feel weird when I woke up this morning, and it seems as though that feeling has not gone away. I'm getting impatient waiting for Susie to call. I haven't heard from her yet. And at 8:56 p.m., I messaged Susie. I wrote, "I'm waiting to see how we are going to be able to upload the pictures before I record the second episode. Let me know. Are you busy?" Susie wrote, "I haven't heard from them yet, but I'm checking into it, trying to figure out how to upload them." I wrote, "Okay, well, let me know when you do." 9:13 p.m. Susie wrote back, "I will." 10:28 p.m. I messaged Susie, "So I won't forget to do it tomorrow." I sent her a screenshot of a message I received in my emails. I wrote, "I received this yesterday, but just now saw it. probably a welcoming comment. Susie wrote, "That's the same one that he sent me." I wrote, "Oh, all right. I kind of thought that, but wanted to check." 11:27 p.m. I really didn't think I would do anything today. I didn't record. I really thought I would, but I guess my angels, God knows when to give me a break. I'm now waiting for Susie to let me know about loading the pictures, and she hasn't gotten back to me yet. And as late as it is, I can't do it tonight anyway. August 6th, 2022. This morning is the same kind of feeling I had when I woke up yesterday morning. No doubts, just feelings of how to do the podcast. I thought, I guess I could practice showing the pictures and see how it works. And as my morning moved on, I messaged Susie. I wrote, I messaged her because I knew she was busy today, and I want to see what I should do while she is. 11:44 a.m. I wrote, "Sister, I know you're at work, but I feel as though I'm not doing anything or not enough. I know you said you were busy today, but let me know what I should do." 11:45 a.m. Susie called. We only talked briefly, but she is busy taking Rylan, her grandson, to school shopping. She is raising her grandson, as I am my baby Madison. We talked about practicing the pictures and pointing out what is what. I told her I had thought the same thing this morning. She laughed. She said, "You're going to have to get over being camera shy." I said, "Oh, I don't think it's camera shy as much as it is. I don't think I need to show my face right now, unless it's on a one-on-one or two-on-one, but I may practice holding the pictures up to see if we can do it like that." She said, "Well, let me tell you what. I want you to try." I said, "Okay." I said, "Let me tell you what you were going to say to me." Susie laughed and said, "Okay." I said, "You want me to practice holding the pictures and telling what the description is." Susie said, "Yes, you can do that, or prop them up for you to point at what you were talking about when you talk about the picture." I said, "Was that what you were going to tell me to try?" Susie said, "Yes, I know you can do it." I said, "I will try." I said, "Maybe I can get Lily or Zoe to hold the pictures. They are here today." Susie said, "Yes, try that." Her and I talked a short time longer and let each other go. I then spent a little time outside before I got started on trying to hold the pictures and tell the descriptions of them. 3:22 p.m. I start to try to hold the picture up, and while I describe what the picture means, I tried. The picture shows up that it is backwards. I tried a few different times and in different locations and thought, this is not going to work. 4:13 p.m. I messaged Susie. I wrote, "I don't think it's going to work. The pictures is coming up backwards, and it doesn't look professional. Enjoy the afternoon. We will figure it out. I will now wait to hear from you and see what we can do to upload the pictures to start episode 2. I am excited." 4:14 p.m. Susie wrote, "All right, I will talk to you then." 8:09 p.m. Susie messaged. She wrote, "I'm going to take a quick shower and I will call you." 8:38 p.m. Susie called. The first call, we talked for about 20 minutes. We are practicing showing the pictures and trying to hold them up on the camera. 9:04 p.m. Susie called back to see what I'm getting done and wants me to try something else. 9:21 p.m. After I practiced a few times, I called Susie back to let her know this just isn't going to work. After I practiced it again the way she told me to do, I know it will not work. My hands just aren't steady enough. 10:02 p.m. I call Susie again. She asked me to get a corkboard and try putting up 2 pictures at a time. I said, and a pointer, so I can point at each one I'm explaining. Susie said, yes, that's a great idea. Or a long knitting needle. I said, yeah, that's a good idea for one too. I was thinking a drumstick. But hey, my sister and I are going to try whatever we have to try. Susie watched and listened to the video of the first 8 pictures. She called me back. 10:15 p.m. Susie said, it's not bad at all. But yeah, we do have to tune it up. But get the corkboard tomorrow and see if that helps. I said, all right, I will. Susie said, I will wait to see if we can upload them, and if not, I'm going to try to figure out a way we can show them on video. I said, yes, we got to do what we have to do to make it work. Susie and I talked a little longer and let each other go, and I am anxious to see what will work. But for now, have a good night. Now, before I end this episode, I would like to ask my listeners for any advice or any information as to what we can do to draft a law or laws in the state of Oklahoma to prevent these kind of matters happening to anyone else. And the kind help is greatly appreciated. And now we were notified that Google Podcast, if you are listening on Google Podcast, it is going away. But we can still be heard on Spotify, Amazon Music, Samsung Podcast, Podcast Index Audible, Listen Notes, RSS.com Community, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Public RSS.com. You may also contact us at lowercase letters Emily McMahon 208 at gmail.com or SD McMahon 1959 at gmail.com. And one more thing. Thank you for listening and stay kind with your words.